River City Girls is an action beat-em-up in which two girls fight their way through the districts of River City in order to reunite with their boyfriends. The game can be played solo or in two-player local co-op mode. Kyoko and Misato are sitting in class when Kyoko receives a picture on her cell phone showing her boyfriends getting into a van with an unknown guy. The girls immediately assume that Kunio and Riki have been kidnapped and brawl their way out of school. Since they don't know where their boyfriends are held captive, they follow a chain of clues which leads them across the 6 districts of River City while beating up everybody that gets in their way. The story is told through voice dialogues, manga panels and anime cutscenes. These short interruptions between the battles are outstanding and the writing is funny. Although the characters are a bit simple-minded and hot-blooded, they are lovable and charming. The plot is mainly progressed before and after the boss battles. Each boss has a unique mechanic and different phases. At the beginning, combat is very basic because your character has only a handful of punches and kicks, but after leveling up you can buy combos and special attacks at the dojo and the combat gets more interesting and varied. Each character has a distinct fighting style and different move animations. Combat is generally fun due to the variety of moves, but enemies can sometimes be spongy and it feels exhausting if they repeatedly get up. In the first few hours and at the very end this is especially noticeable. The game has 2 difficulty options, normal and hard. The tutorial part does a good job explaining how everything works, despite that the first enemies can take you down with a few hits and they drop so little money that buying healing items is not an option. Getting a game over is not a big problem. You start in the same area but you lose half of your money. Leveling up and consuming shop items like food for the first time also increases your attributes. More attack lets you hit harder, additional agility makes you move faster, and stamina gives you a larger health pool. You gain some experience by defeating foes, but quest rewards will grant you the biggest boosts. A creepy NPC called Godai will also offer optional side quests in each area. You can also pick up weapons like baseball bats, benches and boomerangs and use them in combat. Your character has 2 slots for accessories like makeup and fashion items with different effects, and you may carry up to 10 healing items that recover HP. The areas or screens are like panels in a manga. You walk from panel to advance to your destination. Sometimes the area gets screen locked and chains appear around the screen. Then you have to defeat all enemies to proceed. The game is quite linear and you almost never feel lost. As you progress, more and more areas become accessible. The city is divided into 6 areas: High School, Crosstown, Uptown, Downtown, Ocean Heights and Sanwakai Tower, and bus stops allow you to fast travel between them. When you enter a panel, enemies will come at you and try to beat you up. Usually opponents drop cash and rarely food to restore some health. Occasionally bad guys will surrender and beg for mercy. By choosing to spare them, you can recruit them. You can then summon your recruits into battle and they will perform their special move before they vanish and become unavailable for the duration of the cooldown. It is a neat feature and the game keeps track which foes you have already recruited. It tickles that gotta catch them all vibe from Pokemon. All enemies except bosses will respawn if you re-enter an area. The 16-bit pixel graphics look amazing and the synth-pop soundtrack is as great as the voice acting. Enemy and level design could use a bit more variety though. Playing with a controller felt fine, yet in some cases the recruit button didn't work. It is not possible to swap characters on the fly. You have to save and exit to the main menu. Fortunately the game can be saved at most panels, so you do not lose any progress. I would like to mention 2 more bugs. Once I was stuck on the floor as I called my recruit and got hit by an enemy. Additionally, one of Kyoko's moves seems to glitch. My first playthrough took me about 7 to 8 hours and I unlocked 2 more playable characters, Kunio and Riki. Afterwards I continued playing for about 5 more hours to find all collectibles, reach max level of 30 with Kyoko, beat the secret boss and watch the true ending at the conclusion of New Game Plus. River City Girls is a superb game, 5 out of 5.